All right, Crim 11. Here we go into Chapter 12, the prevention of delinquency. So, we've talked a lot in our discussions when we actually used to be in class together. We talked a lot about what causes crime and what we kind of, each of us, thought was the main cause of delinquency. And I think, if I remember correctly, a lot of us believed that the family and the family dynamic and parents and things like that had a lot to do with it. So this chapter, to me, it's a little bit depressing because I kind of feel like we're in a place where we try to make up for bad parenting, which is not always the case. So let me say that I don't believe that every delinquent has a bad parent. That's not necessarily the case, but a lot of times you can't get into the homes and it's kind of hard to fix the problem. So let's talk about some other things that people have done in order to try and fix the problems. So there have been a lot of different delinquency prevention programs. And those are the programs that maybe you saw in school, and I'm kind of going back to the Say No to Drugs, programs like that. That were designed for youth so that youth would be encouraged to not follow that kind of a lifestyle. I'm skipping that. So these are some programs. Some of these are old programs, but they're still in effect, and some of these are programs that are new that people are using. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. I'm sure you've all heard of that, and that's basically where a child is given a mentor to work with them and hopefully lead them in the right direction. And I think that one of the goals here was that a lot of young boys were living without a father figure, and that was kind of a lot of times assisting the parent in getting a male figure, a positive male role model in the home. Bullying prevention program, you've probably all been through those in school. Functional family therapy, this is a type of a kind of a family-based therapy program that I actually used with a lot of my probation clients. Incredible Years Parent, Teacher, and Child Training Series, Life Skills Training, Midwestern prevention program, multi-dimensional treatment, multi-systematic therapy, blah, blah, blah. So there's been a bunch of different types of programs that have been implemented to hopefully steer people away from delinquency. Positive youth development. This is an alternate program that would help youth to deal with whatever it was in their life that specifically was challenged. Whatever their particular issue was, this program was designed to specifically help that. So let's see there, the 5 C's of positive development: competence, confidence, character, connections, compassion, and caring. So as you can see, this is these are all parts of this positive youth development program. These are some other programs. Wilderness programs. We still have some of these in the area, and the one I think of most commonly is one in Madera that's called the Valley Teen Ranch. And I did have a couple other probation youth go to other programs that were like this, where basically you learned a completely different lifestyle. You learned how to take care of animals. You learned to do farming. You were out in the middle of nowhere, and you really were taken away from that environment that caused the delinquent behavior. And some kids did really well in these programs, by the way. Family. Parental training is consistently viewed as one of the most effective means of preventing delinquency and bringing treatment to to children who have conduct issues. This is a really hard part because the government doesn't have the right to get into your family and tell you how to parent your children. And I agree that the government shouldn't, but there are instances where parents simply can't handle being parents, but the family is probably the very best prevention program there is. There are violence prevention programs as well. As you can imagine, a lot of young people see violence in their daily life, whether it's at home or on the streets. And so we do have programs that youth can go through in order to learn more about the negatives of violence. Training schools. This is, I kind of think of this as like a boot camp type of program, but these are juvenile facilities where young people were sent away to learn a different way of life. So this is the name of a few of them. These are some other training schools. Oh, I'm sorry. These are things that are important in a training school. Strong leadership, open to outside reviews. That's a big one because a lot of abuses can take place in those homes if someone is not watching. Organized within a framework that is small, safe, staff being dedicated, staff being at an adequate level, administrators having a pro-youth philosophy, programming that meets the youth's needs, family connections that are built or strengthened, and community involvement. So those are all things that are deemed important in these training schools. Prevention and early intervention in the life course couldn't be much more important than it is. No one solution exists to prevent problems. High-risk behaviors are interrelated. Each community requires a package of services. So every community is different. Every youth is different. Every need is different. So having that early intervention is really important, but it is also difficult because it should be designed to fit the needs of the particular youth. And that's it. Boom.